everybody, and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program, and it is Laid Back Friday up in this piece, and it's a big Friday. It's a little gloomy outside, wouldn't you say, Michelle? Kind of like, it's going to be a bad weekend weather-wise, but what's going to be a great weekend is when my New York Jets take on the New England Patriots this weekend in the Meadowlands, and I'm excited about that. I will be there, so if you're going to be there, please put it in the comments. Maybe we can link up. I will be twittering out where I'm going to be. My official prediction, I'm going to go right into it today. Jets 20, Patriots 10. I expect to have a very good year predicting the Jet games. Today we're talking about a wine that I'm very excited about. There's a lot of buzz around this wine. I've had it in prior vintages and have loved it. The 04 is here. It's a 90-point David Shilnick, who's writing for Robert Parker's Wine Advocate. It's a $12 wine. This has all the making of the perfect football wine, tailgating wine, weekend party wine, real wine, but an unbelievable price point. And what I'm talking about to you today is the Chateau Grand Cassin Hippolyte 2004 Costieres de Nimes 2004. It is a blend of predominantly Syrah, but a little Mourvedre as well. And it is 12 bones from the 04 vintage. Now, what's interesting is that what I want to really focus on is the Costieres de Nimes. Very interesting area that lies between the Rhone and Languedoc, and is a very kind of interesting spot. It used to be known as Costieres de Grade up to 1989, and so it's really had a resurgence with the renaming. It is definitely right at the crux of where Rhone meets Languedoc. Very different terroir from both, though. Little red pebbles is really what's going on there. So like little pebbles in the vineyards. I mean, that's where the wine comes out of. It's just like pebbles. It's crazy, crazy land going on there. A little bit more towards the Rhone style of wines normally than of the Languedoc. I'd also be remiss to not say a huge happy birthday to my favorite brother-in-law, but I call him my bro, Justin, my sister's hubby, Justin. He's the best. I'm going to kick your face in Monopoly tonight. Let's get going. Let's pour it. Let's sniffy it. Let's evaluate it. Let's all be very happy. Let's twirl. Let's twirl. Let's pour a little bit. There we go. Let's give this wine a sniffy sniff. I really believe in my heart, I talk a lot about Languedoc and Provence, but I really do believe that the Costieres de Nimes is an area that has big potential to make a big statement here in the U.S. The wines are extremely undervalued. I mean, think about the euro-dollar conversion, and this 90-pointer is rolling in at 12 bones. Take away the score. Who cares about that? Trust your own palate. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to David. Don't listen to Bob Parker. Don't listen to anybody. But that being said, a major critic who I have a lot of respect for, David Shilnick, has scored this wine 90 points for a $12 wine. That is exciting. It's got a very interesting cherry juice component coming through. I taste like cherry juice, but then squeezing strawberries into it. Like strawberry pulp with cherry juice around it. Very fruity on the nose. You're getting that Syrah coming through. I do get a little rosemary coming through as well on the nose. It's a very big nose, very explosive. I find this to be very exciting, I think, for a lot of people. I knew something was missing. Very exciting. I just see a lot of people really getting into a nose like this. Very creamy even on the nose, which I like quite a bit. Let's give it a whirl. Now, Chateau Grand Cassin makes a lot of interesting wines, but what you're going to look for is the Hippolyte, the one with the portrait on it. I think you might want to find this. It's very musty. It's got some black pepper. It's got some really great backbone tannin structures. Here's how I'm going to articulate this to you, and I really want you to pay attention because it is a microcosm of the entire wine space. Had Robert Parker, 30 years ago, decided that he was a huge fan of the Costieres de Nimes instead of, let's say, the Rhone Valley, today, this wine that we're paying 12 bones for would no doubt in my mind be a $50 or $60 wine. Make any sense because it's how it works. You know, the press, supply and demand, all those factor into pricing in all products sold in America. This wine's quality on sheer balance, structure, flavor, and overall quality is remarkable and rivals many wines from the south of France at $40, $50. This is $12 because this is an area that's unknown. And that's what we're going to try to continue to discover on the Thunder Show. I desperately, passionately want you to try different wines because I know from my own personal experiences over the last decade plus that I would not be at the place with my palate had I not been open-minded and tried different things, had I not been starstruck by the Opus Ones and the Chateau Latours, or by what Wine Spectator Robert Parker thought was unbelievable. By trying different wines and by going on this journey, my life in the wine world has been so much more fulfilling. And I have noticed so many maniacs that now totally disagree with me, or all these different counter thoughts, and I love it. I want you to be empowered, and I want you to try different wines. And if you promise me anything, please go out and try to find a costieres de nimes, because they're some of the most interesting wines. They continue to bring, I'm just really quite taken aback by the quality of this wine overall for the price point. It's an old world style wine with some new world fruit, but a little bit more towards the old, but really sensational stuff. This is not a Côte de Rhône. This is not your Côte de Provence that so many people go out and find. No, this is the top wine of a winery that pumps out a lot of good wines, and because the demand is so low, is not able to charge. And you know what? That's our opportunity, at least for the next 24 to 36 months. Let me give it one more shot. The wine world is loaded with opportunity. You just have to navigate it. Unbelievable. I'm going to score this wine 91 plus points. I think it is remarkable. I think it is an absolutely epic effort. And I'm rarely coming across wines like this under $15. And I'm just really excited about it. I'm so excited about it, I've actually toned down. Did you notice, Michelle? I'm like so into it. Anyway, question of the day. What is your prediction for two things? For the wines of this area and for the Jets-Patriot game. Doesn't that sum me up? You, with a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world, whether they like it or not. Oh, don't go anywhere, Michelle. Two more things. I want to start hitting on this more often. 3 to 5 years cellaring, 2 to 4 hours decanting, skirt steak. Pair it up. See you next time.